Cinco, cuatro, tres, dos, uno.
Muy buenos días, amigos y amigas de Oklahoma City. Bienvenidos a Calle Dos Cinco Live. Yo soy su servidor Jorge Hernández, and it is absolutely my pleasure to have these wonderful people behind me. We are ending a week-long celebration of Fiestas de las Americas, 15th anniversary here in Capitol Hill, and we're super excited to have you join us today. And with us today, we have the Executive Director of Calle Dos Cinco, Gloria Torres.
Hello.
We have Fiestas 2020 Parade Chair, Miriam Campos. We have past Fiestas Chair, volunteer supporter, Jessica Martinez Brooks. We have maybe the only sponsor that we've had every year, Senator Michael Buchanan, since the very beginning, and we'll talk more about that. We have our great friend and absolutely incredible teacher in our school systems, Mr. Felix Linden from Roosevelt Middle School. How are you, sir? Are we clapping now, everybody?
With that kind of introduction.
We also have a great friend that's also has been helping us from pretty much the beginning with our students from OU, alumni and OD5, Latif Ipaye. Thank you, Latif. Yes. And we have a gentleman that has always made this parade very special by always bringing his cadets, if you will, from Northwest Classen, high school JROTC. We have Mr. Lieutenant Colonel Jerry G. Williams. Welcome, sir.
Go Knights!
Go Knights! And really, I mean, for those of you that maybe have not been involved with Capitol Hill or Fiestas de las Americas, this group of people that we have here are absolutely special. They've been always willing to give of their time and some of their money to make sure that this event takes place every year. And here we are at the end of a week-long celebration.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about everything that took place this week, Gloria, during this 15th year anniversary.
Well, actually, let me tell you what did not take place this week. We did not get to have our parade that everybody loves to be a part of. We did not get to have our sponsors and our booths and our business partners come out, and we did not close down the street, and we did not get to welcome half of Oklahoma City into the Capitol Hill Business District.
And we really missed that. We really missed that.
We really did. And our businesses, they were painting and they were getting ready. They thought, hey, we're going to, because this was our quinceañera.
Yes.
So our local businesses had planned on being open and just getting everything prettied, and then this Rona thing.
You had taken out your old quinceañera dress.
All the quinceañera dresses.
Dusted it off.
It still fit. It still fit. But fortunately, when we thought all was lost, I have an amazing board of directors.
Yes.
I have an amazing board of directors with extreme passion and creativity. And so Miss Miriam Campos is on our board of directors for Calle Dos Cinco, historic Capitol Hill.
Yes.
And this year she was promoted. She has been our she has been our parade chair for 14 years. 14 years. And because of exemplary performance over the past few years.
Yes.
Remember, no good deed goes unpunished.
She was promoted to chair the entire Fiestas de las Americas event.
Yeah.
And so when she was presented with the challenge, she says, we got this.
Yeah.
And
that's probably the one part that I feel sorry, Miriam, that you didn't get to see a 15-year anniversary parade of the Americas would look like. Because I know that you were looking forward to that. You've been part of so many of these events, all of the events since we started. And this is going to be, you know, the 15th year anniversary, which is very special in our community, quinceañera. But unfortunately, you didn't get a chance to do that. But you did get to do a lot of other things.
Yeah.
And you saw this opportunity to continue to share the culture, continue to share the stories of our community with everybody else through what everybody's living now, through social media. Tell us a little bit of what you did through the tour of the Americas.
Sure. So I do want to start off by saying that there was a lot of volunteers that took time and hours of preparation when we thought that we were going to have our regular 15th anniversary. So I definitely want you to understand that there's been a lot of work done that we just had to stop or not move forward with. And I know that they really had a lot of great ideas. We were looking forward to that. But then we said, okay, how do we change this? And so we spent a lot of hours just investigating what would be possible and safe for our community. And so this virtual celebration came out of this, and we came together and figured out how can we still send the message of our culture, our community, and our partners that made this possible. And so we felt like with technology, we did the best that we could, and I want to emphasize volunteer-based. It's all volunteer that people took out of their time to send us videos, to go record, to be COVID friendly, and to really just continue the message of Fiestas, which is culture, heritage, pride, and a sense of community. So we were able to bring everyone together and say that, we are resilient, and we were still able to show everyone who we are here in Calle Dos Cinco.
We're talking about 12 videos?
There was about
10, 9.
There was officially 10 videos, but then the kids segment, and then we had the pageant.
Yes, with the
So
pageant.
there was a little extra.
Yes. And talk a little about the pageant that we held, that we saw last Friday.
Yeah, so next Sunday on Telemundo, if you missed it, you will be able to watch it on Telemundo at 8 o'clock in the morning. So before you go to church, you can watch it. But Calle Dos Cinco, we're about empowering our community and encouraging continued education. And last year we decided to encourage continued education to our young ladies through scholarship. And so we changed our Reina to become a scholarship pageant, and we hosted that one, and it premiered last night. So congratulations to our Miss Fiestas de las Americas and to our Miss Teen Fiestas de las Americas. And those are Caitlin Melgar and AJ Velez Hernandez. So congratulations to these young ladies.
And you can see pretty much the whole show if you go online.
So on Facebook, yes. We hired an amazing production team to capture the event. You got to turn it the other way.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Sorry. Yeah.
There you go. We hired an amazing production team to capture the event. Again, because of COVID, we had to adjust, and it was, how are we going to accomplish our goals and still maintain safety? And so we had a very limited audience, and we were able to award about $6,000 worth of scholarships. So we're very excited.
Yes. Well, I know it was an exciting event for everybody. A lot of work, again. A lot of volunteers also that helped prepare those young ladies. Talk about some of those volunteers.
So again, the pageant, much like everything else that we do, as Jessica mentioned, no good deed goes unrecognized there, unpunished.
Unpunished.
It's all about the volunteers, and we have, oh my goodness, this amazing volunteer, Crystal Garcia. When we went to her with the idea of we want to shift this into a scholarship pageant, I don't think she knew exactly what she was saying yes to at that moment.
I don't think any of us knew what we were saying yes to at the moment.
We all learned as we went.
Michael just sees us coming and he says, whatever it is.
When and where?
How high? And but she was able to gather another group of volunteers, and they have basically become family. These young ladies, from last year's competition to this year's competition, they're like family. They truly support each other. And the more word we got out about what we were doing and how we're trying to support these young ladies, the more people have stepped in to say, hey, we want to help support these young ladies. So this year's Miss and Teen Fiesta de las Americas will get to have audience with the governor, with Oklahoma's governor on Wednesday.
Yes.
So they've been invited to attend a luncheon with our governor. So that's an exciting opportunity. Yes, it's an exciting opportunity for them.
That's great. And also, before talking about volunteers, Greg Hallman
Oh, my stars.
With you, Miriam. He was your co-anchor there for all those videos.
Yes.
That's my front row. That's my front row.
You know, he put in a lot of hours and time, and I
Yes.
think this is what Fiestas is all about.
right.
It's about getting people who care, and he's also on the board.
Yes.
And then some of the people who sent videos were, you know, on the board, but different community friends. And so thank you to all of you who took the time to make
Yes.
this important enough, because now this is going to be here in history forever. So it definitely is worth it.
Couldn't have done it without the help of so many people.
Yep.
I remember Greg and I sweeping the streets on the first festival at 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to get out.
With the
You learn
horses?
things the hard ways. But speaking of, Jessica, 15 years ago, where were you at 15 years ago, and what do you remember as your first memory of Fiestas de las Americas?
I mean, 15 years ago, I was here, probably on the street, setting up a booth with OCCC. And so my longtime nemesis was my husband. Because he always won the parade like every year. And so I was like, I'm going to beat you this year. I'm going to beat you. And so never once did I win. Ever.
That's it.
No, you did. You did. There was one year when OCCC built the pyramid.
Yeah.
I was gone by that time.
That's it.
Well, and speaking of, Senator, you're one of our earliest sponsors, and you've stayed with us ever since.
Yes.
Why is events like this important to you?
It's an opportunity to be able to share culture. It's an opportunity to be able to bring other people in. It's an opportunity, obviously, looking around at the people that are here, to be able to build leadership, you know, to be able to identify leaders in the community through volunteerism and everything else. So it's been amazing. So
It's been an amazing 15 years. It's too bad that we couldn't do it this year, but we're going to come back stronger next year.
Yeah.
Bigger and better.
Right. Who would have thought 15 years ago that we would be?
That's right.
Because I remember I didn't have any gray hair at that point. You didn't have any gray hair at that point. See, somehow Jessica still doesn't have any gray hair. It's amazing, right?
That is
Miraculous, right? There you go.
your group, ODFI, has been instrumental for many years in helping us set up the
Yes.
stage,
Yes.
the tents, the tables, the chairs. Tell me your earliest memory, and why has this event been important to your fraternity?
Thank you. And first off, I want to give a shout out to Greg, who's been helpful
Yes.
throughout the years. I got to shout him out because that was our
Your
first.
brother.
That's our fraternity brother. So I wanted to
Yes.
give him a shout out. But overall, like I think my first event was I was just a prospective member of the fraternity, and we were just setting up tables. I think it was back in 2008, and our fraternity has been involved since the very beginning, and we've kind of grown with with Fiestas has grown. We've also grown to UCO and OSU, and overall, it's just been an opportunity for us as a fraternity to come together as a brotherhood and do parades and be a part of it, and also just be with each other. And we were looking forward to this year because we were looking to do bigger and better than what we did the previous year. So it's just been amazing, and we thank you all for the opportunity.
No, thank you. Trust me, we couldn't have done this without your group,
Yeah.
and it's your group
Yeah.
that got other colleges involved. I have to say, because they saw that OU logo and they were like, wait a minute, my university wants to be part of that too, and they took it as a challenge. And so you guys helped start that, and so we thank you for that.
No problem. And we just want to take it to the next level every year. I know last year we performed, and we were looking forward to it. We have some brothers that are really good with horses, and so we're looking forward to it. And I just want to give another shout out to Miriam, because like just being resilient. I know previous year with the rain that happened, we had to move it. You had to move it inside to I think it was the Chevy Center or
It was the Cox.
the Cox Convention Center, and so
That's how long ago it was.
just being adaptable is just really good.
Yeah.
I'd give a shout out to y'all for that.
Thank you.
Well, no, thank you. Yes, ma'am.
I was going to say, and quick on the ODFI group, you know, what we mean as far as them helping is there was times where it was time to set up tents and we would look outside and we're like, well, there's just a few of us, and then all of a sudden this group of strong men would get here and they're like, we're here to help, we're here to volunteer. So you guys have no idea how much we appreciate your time and effort coming all the way from Norman to South Oklahoma City just to help us set up and
Just
put
to
tables,
work.
chairs, and just to be here to
And
support
sometimes
us.
work up until 11, 12 o'clock
Yes.
at night.
Yeah.
Yes.
To make sure that we're ready for the next morning.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it really is wonderful. Great memories and a great job. And it's awesome that even this many years later, your fraternity still keeps coming back with new leadership, with new students. It's just wonderful that tradition has continued.
And that has grown not just to the fraternities, but to several departments within the university itself. OU reached out to us this year to provide a scholarship for our young ladies. But they were also looking at, we want to be a part of Fiestas. What can we do and how can we be engaged? This is something that is important to our students. And their offices were being, hit up by the students saying, hey, this time of year we usually go down to Fiestas. What are we doing? And it was tough because I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. We're going virtual this year, but you can watch and it'll be a lot of fun.
Lieutenant Colonel Williams, your ROTC program has led many of our parades,
Oh yeah.
and you've always responded to the call when we need you.
Even those
You
last
haven't-
minute ones were like,
A last minute call on Fiesta? What? I've never heard of
You have
such a
not-
thing.
Never happened.
You have never hesitated, sir, to help us. Why is it?
I believe the pride in a program like the Fiesta benefits my school based on the fact that we have a large Hispanic population at Northwest Classen, and I try to instill in them that culture, leadership, and community service is one of the things that we try to teach them. And by coming and performing in this parade, hey, look here, this is one of the best things we can do on Saturday. I know it's a cold Saturday morning. And I do remember the time when it poured down raining. We have a bus sitting over there, and we didn't know whether we were going or coming. And you guys say, go to the Cox Convention Center. We paraded in the Cox Convention Center.
Yes, you did.
yes, we did.
And the students, they enjoy that.
Yeah.
Well, when school started this year due to the COVID, that's one of the first things that came to mind. Well, are we going to do the Fiesta? And I said, you know what? I said, I don't know. I hadn't heard from anyone until the other day. I got a email and said, would you participate? And I said, sure. We've been part of this, and it's part of our lives now at Northwest Classen, and I hope that in the future we continue. I'm the second person to be involved because the program was kicked off by Colonel Paul Green.
Okay.
He was the original one that bought the.
How long have you been
I've
bringing
been since 2012.
Okay.
And since 2012, I've learned, I've grown with this program, because it's beneficial to the community. It's beneficial to Oklahoma City, and it sets a pride in what we have here, and we need to continue that.
Yeah, no, again, it's beautiful to see all those young cadets out here.
I think it's always been a sense of pride from the schools. Like the schools, I mean, Felix can probably talk a little bit
Yes,
more about
yes.
this with his role. But I mean, all of the colleges and universities for at least probably the past 10 years, I
Definitely
know.
OSU with their chants.
God, OSU. OSU, they used to roll out with the horses and everything. And I'm like, God. Man.
Felix, you probably, of all this group, you're probably the last one to join the Fiestas, but you have embraced it from the very beginning, and you've jumped in all All of you.
Yeah. So I don't live on the south side, but I worked at Roosevelt Middle School now for 11 years.
Wow.
And it's been one of the things that I feel like it's been my responsibility as an educator is to give kids opportunities to experience what life is like. And I think part of life is understanding your community and your culture and participating and through our time and involvement through Fiestas, I feel like we've had a chance to have a shared experience that's positive in the lives of these kids, and they get a chance to interact with the community in a positive way. They get the fulfillment of saying, hey, look at me, I'm doing something positive, and I have that thing we can all look back to where we were doing something great and participating in our culture. And I just think it's really important that it becomes a part of our DNA. And that's one thing I loved about my involvement through Fiestas through the years, whether it's been the parade where we've dominated because we participated. Sorry, I got a door. You know, we are the ones who participate. So, and but just, whether it's through the race and
But you are more than just participating. You're more than just a participant. You jumped in and said, hey, I think we could do more.
That's right. That's right.
Were you in charge of the run?
That's right.
Well, I remember getting up here because I was, I think, chair that year or whatever. And I remember getting up here at like 5:45 in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning to start that day. And there's Felix. And I was like, and he's running. He's like, we have to run, and then we got to do the parade, and then we got to do the booths.
Yes.
Well, it's whatever it takes for these kids.
Yes.
It really is boils down for the kids, and they get a chance to, like I said, share in their culture and the community. And when you talk about OD5 and the different volunteers, when our kids at an early age can interact with adults and other professionals, and they get a chance to see that this is what I can do now, I just think that just starts planting seeds, and then that becomes the Miriam Campos of the future. I mean, we talk about a personal assistant, it doesn't get any more personal than conservative community. So that's what I'm saying. We got to give these kids a chance to let kids do stuff.
That's awesome.
And I do have to say, so Felix not only has been so encouraging for these middle school students, but also he has been through the parade where their float got destroyed, and then he was resilient, and they still showed up the next morning, even though their float was destroyed. And then this year he said, these kids don't have anything to do, so we're going to have them come out and decorate. And if you go to his school right now, they have flags and beautiful culture and things just celebrating. So I think not only have you showed them to be proud, but you've also showed them to be resilient. So I definitely appreciate all your heart in that.
Appreciate that.
You know, and the thing about all of the schools, when Felix said this is our culture, he really means this is our. This is who he is as well. But you don't see. It's not about Lieutenant Colonel does not bring just the Hispanic students. No, this is every single student gets to celebrate and take pride in this cultural and being a part of this cultural event. And so that's one way that we're able to empower our community through, you know, you get to see the positive and exciting things going on within a culture. As opposed to maybe what we might see on the news or TV sometimes. They get to take a part of it. And so that's one of the things that I really love about all of our schools participating. It's everybody's on board. Everybody's on that parade float.
The schools make this event.
Yes.
I mean, the students make this event.
Fillmore with the fiddles. I mean, that's just stuff like that. That's just so nice to see.
Well, and those kids, John Glenn, Lee Elementary, I can't name you all, but all of you know who you are. They bring out so much, and their parents. Thank you, parents. Oh yeah, sorry. You know, Girl Scouts, all these different groups, but it goes beyond. It is the schools, the teachers, the parents, the aunts, uncles, everyone that comes together just to see these kids. And I think that's my favorite part, is always the kids.
You know, many people don't realize in the very beginning of this event, we had a hard time getting permits and authorizations and closures. And there was a lack of support or belief from other people in the city, the state, the police department, the fire department. It was a different time. It was a different time. But 15 years now have passed, and we have a whole different respect, I guess, or admiration, or support from our city leaders, and they now become part of our festivities. And so right now, what I'd like to do is share a proclamation by our city mayor.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes. Mayor Holt has sent a pre-recorded message, and we're going to play that right now in just a few seconds. And then we're going to go on because we have some other proclamations or citations, I should say, from our Senator Michael Brooks Jimenez. And we also have another special message from our Congresswoman, Kendra Horn.
Yes.
So we want to share all those three with you, but we'll start with the city mayor if it's ready.
Hola, I am excited to once again bring greetings to everyone celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month in Oklahoma City, and it is my honor to declare it officially to be so here in our city. Whereas Oklahoma City is proud to be home to a growing Hispanic and Latino population whose ancestry represents many Latin American countries. And whereas September 15th is the anniversary of the independence of 5 Latin American countries, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. And whereas Mexico and Chile celebrate their Independence Days on September 16th and September 18th, respectively. And whereas Hispanic Americans and Latinos have contributed to our prosperity and culture throughout the history of Oklahoma City. And whereas Hispanic and Latino-owned businesses contribute to Oklahoma City's economic growth. And whereas Hispanic and Latino Oklahomans make significant contributions through their leadership in government, protecting freedoms as part of our military, helping feed our community through agriculture, inspiring our children as educators, and helping fight against the COVID-19 pandemic as healthcare professionals. And whereas the city of Oklahoma City greatly values its relationships with its sister cities, Puebla, Mexico, and our newest one, Piura, Peru. And whereas it is appropriate to increase Hispanic and Latino cultural awareness and diversity by recognizing the contributions made and the important presence of Hispanic and Latino Americans, and to celebrate their heritage and culture. Now, therefore, I, David Holt, Mayor of the City of Oklahoma City, do hereby proclaim September 15th through October 15th, 2020 as Hispanic Heritage Month in Oklahoma City to celebrate Hispanic and Latino culture, traditions, and achievements. Have a great month. I know we've got a couple weeks left. We appreciate the Hispanic and Latino communities all year round, but this month is yours. Gracias.
Thank you, Mayor Holt, for those kind words. You know, the mayor has been incredible to our community. He's really embraced Hispanic Heritage Month, and he's been at almost every event we've asked him to be a part of because he values the impact this community has.
And you know what, Jorge, he's been a part of Fiestas before he was the mayor.
Yes, that's right.
And that's one of the things that we are very proud to accept his proclamation or the senator's citation or the congresswoman's words, because they've actually been a part of who we are. They have been in here with us for years.
It makes a difference.
And so they understand the value. And so the messages that they send to us or the proclamations they send us, those are valuable to us because this is a real relationship with them. So very happy to receive that.
No, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Now, there's a citation, I think, a proclamation. I think he read it correct already. So, but we'll have that another frame in the wall, on the wall. But we want to continue with the special citations, and we're going to ask Senator Michael Brooks to read his, please.
Oh, my goodness.
And thank you. And I would ask you to grab the mic, please.
Right. Notice my seal is bigger than the And so, rather than read the entire thing, I thought that maybe I could summarize, but what it says is, whereas Calle Dos Cinco in historic Capitol Hill is hosting the 15th annual Festival de las Americas in a virtual format during the week of September 27th, 2020. And whereas Calle Dos Cinco in historic Capitol Hill has established Fiestas de las Americas to unify the community and to showcase Hispanic heritage through a vibrant cultural celebration. And whereas it is fitting and proper that the legislature of the great state of Oklahoma, acting on behalf of the people, commends and lauds Calle Dos Cinco in historic Capitol Hill, and therefore, pursuant to the motion of Representative Forrest Bennett and Senator Michael Brooks, the legislature of the great state of Oklahoma extends to Calle Dos Cinco in historic Capitol Hill sincere congratulations and directs that this citation be issued.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you.
Thank
My
you.
pleasure.
I appreciate that. Again, always appreciate your support as a businessman.
Right.
And as a senator, you've always been very helpful and made this event what it is today.
I'm honored. The only thing, of course, it's disappointing not to have the event. Yes. Perhaps one of the biggest disappointments is not to see you driving up and down the Southwest 25th Street in the golf cart, right?
I miss those days as well. Right? I'm gonna miss that.
It's amazing how cold it can be in the morning, but at the same time, how incredibly hot it can be in the afternoon. You have to bring a change of clothes. And so anyway, of course, we miss having the event, the traditional event, but like I said, this is a testament to resiliency, the fact that we're here and we're not letting something, rain on our parade. We're gonna parade one way or another. You can't hold us back, right?
Thank you, Senator. Appreciate that. And then we're gonna hear Congresswoman Kendra Horn, please. Okay, so in a few seconds, we're gonna hear Congresswoman Kendra Horn. In the meantime, we'll keep again talking about having that support from our city leaders, from our elected officials, something that has changed in the last 15 years.
I was going to say, I love how everybody brings up the weather, because that's always something that has been, we're always thinking
We never know.
I'm praying that it's rain, that it doesn't rain.
Playing an important part.
Okay, are we ready? Okay, here we go. We're ready. Go ahead.
Hola, saludos a todos. Soy su congresista Kendra Horn, and thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this 15th annual Fiesta de las Americas. I am so glad that a pandemic didn't stop the celebration, because in these unprecedented times, and especially during Hispanic Heritage Month, we all need something to celebrate. Fiesta de las Americas is a great representation of Oklahoma's rich multicultural heritage and the diverse traditions within the Latino community. This year, I will absolutely miss walking in the parade and celebrating with so many of you in person, and I hope we can gather together again next year. Congratulations to Calle Dos Cinco and historic Capitol Hill for the 15th annual Fiesta de las Americas and for their outstanding service and dedication to the state of Oklahoma. Celebremos quinceañera, and we'll see you next year.
Thank you, Congresswoman, for those kind words. We appreciate you taking the time to record this from Washington, D.C. She couldn't do it from here locally. She was busy at the time, and so we thank her for taking the time and for sending those wonderful words. And hopefully, we will continue to have her support next year when we come back to a live event.
Yes.
So. Again, guys, it's been an absolutely incredible time. And when I think of this event, I think the most beautiful thing to me is to see the youth connect with their heritage, the youth connect with their grandparents. And I think of all the grandmas.
I was tearing up earlier on the video when I saw a picture of my grandma when she was, I think she was Grand Marshal that year, her and my grandpa both. And I mean, I've grown up, thinking, knowing that they always wanted me to learn more about my heritage. And my grandma used to throw, before there was Fiestas or, she threw the event either at the La Agencia Latina or when she was over on South Robinson at La Puerta de Oro. In the back part, what's an old fire station. And I was thinking about that the other day because she made the paper flowers and she brought the viejitos out there to play, and it just meant a lot to me. And whenever she was recognized as one of the Grand Marshals, I forgot what year that was, but she was planning that outfit for weeks in advance. And I know it meant a lot to her and a lot to my grandpa as well. So I've always been very grateful for how we connect generations at this festival. You'll see the abuelitas and the abuelitos, and you'll see the kids out there, you'll see the bisabuelos. So, you know, everybody's out here. It's a very much a family event.
Yes.
And it always has been, and that's part of, I think, why it's been so successful, particularly in this area.
It is, and trust me, we miss her, and she meant a lot to this event and to this community, because she did have a great passion in her culture, and no matter where she went, she represented her culture with great passion and great pride, and I used to love having her phone calls and say,
She was the original volunteer gatherer. And I think she invented the word voluntold. Jorge, I need you to be here. Come pick up your viejitas. Can you get a bus?
And we're going to be part of the event this year, Jorge, and I want you to put us over there, and I want you to make sure that, you know. I said, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We're going to make it happen, and it really is beautiful. You know, I remember my mom also, she used to come every year from Texas to be a part of this event. And that brings beautiful memories. And I know there's a lot of grandparents and a lot of mothers, fathers that have really just taken such pride in being able to share their customs from back home with their kids here in America. And that's what makes this event so different. This is Fiestas. This is not just about Mexico.
Right.
This is not just about Latin America. This is about the United States. This is about all the people that
all of the Americas.
All the Americans.
Yes.
That make this community what it is today.
And I think when it comes to the family part, I think everyone here has either had their children or their parents involved. And I'm saying even me personally, you know, they've either been volunteers, voluntold, they've been, you know, judges, they've been in the parade, they have helped us, you know, in so many different ways. So I feel like that's another part that, you know, even in just feeding us sometimes, you know.
So that's true. I see my nephew, and so a few years ago, we were still at the Mount. And that was like the last year because we had really outgrown it.
Yeah, the neighbors are already calling, complaining.
So I called my brother and I said, I need you to come down here and direct traffic. So Zeppy's like, what am I doing? I said, just stand there and just make sure people don't crash. Okay. So he had no idea what was going on. I just called him. I said, just show up, just come direct traffic. Yes. But it's very true. We volunteer, everybody. And nobody sent us a bill, you know, because
I've tried, but
but it's like they get to be a part of this. Yes. Everybody who gets to be a part of it. So very much a family thing.
And I have to say, you know, my sister, which is her birthday, happy birthday. She's behind the scenes, but she's always spent many, many hours behind the scenes and sleepless nights, I must say, you know, to make sure that things are ready for the festival, for the videos. This year, it has been incredibly busy and a lot of work behind the scenes. So, you know, it couldn't be done without the work of our families. So we appreciate and thank all of you who have been a part of it. Gracias a todos los que nos han ayudado, nuestra familia en especial, y a todas las familias que han sido parte de estos eventos.
Yep, very well said, Miriam. We couldn't do it without family. We couldn't do it with friends, volunteers, and I couldn't have done it without the great help of not only my wife, Brenda, but a great team from the very beginning. Everybody from Greg, Roy, Omar, also who's been behind the scenes today.
You know,
and on and on.
Absolutely. And I wanted to touch back on a comment that I'm not sure which one of you two said it, but the Hispanic population in Oklahoma was relatively small for a long time and has suddenly just really exploded. This gives everybody that sense of belonging because, you know, before having Fiestas, you know, where was that opportunity to identify and celebrate? We didn't have it. And so now it doesn't matter what country you're coming from, this is a place for you. During our Travel the Americas, we get to highlight Colombia, El Salvador, Guatemala, Ecuador, Venezuela. You know, so it doesn't matter which part of the world you're coming from, we get to celebrate and you get to identify and connect during this time. So with the growth of our population here in Oklahoma, I think that's one of the reasons that we've been able to grow as well. And so we hope to continue to be able to do that.
We definitely hope to continue to grow because we officially become part of history. Is that correct?
That's
Miriam?
right.
Tell us a little bit about the call you got or email you got this week.
So the Oklahoma History Center will be featuring our cultural videos in their Teacher's Vault that will be available for forever, hopefully. But it's just in the segment of Latinos in Oklahoma. And so that to us is just so meaningful to show the Latinos that are here in Oklahoma. And you know, we definitely didn't get to feature all of them because we only had limited days, but now we'll be able to share these videos that you saw throughout the week with the rest of Oklahoma and just a little taste of what we brought. And not just the cultures, but any of the partners that were part of these videos, the schools, the organizations, anyone who was a part of this gets to be a part of history too.
That's great.
And I was going to say too, as an educator, it helps that you can validate your culture when you get a chance to experience it in such a way where it's been archived and people today and then 10 years from today can go back and experience and see what was going on. And that's one thing as a teacher, you know, I look forward to teaching during Hispanic Heritage Month, and we read Sandy Cisneros and Gary Soto and lots of poets and short stories, and the students have to do their own individual projects to learn about their culture, because that's where you get your pride from. And you know, I encourage them to use their language and encourage them to speak it and to write it. Miguel Unamuno, language is the blood of the spirit. And if you don't know your language, you lose a little bit of your culture. And I just want them to understand that they have to, you know about who they are. And Fiestas gives them a chance to learn about who they are and take pride in that. And so that's one thing that through the years, while we're always going to push Fiestas and just Hispanic Heritage Month at Roosevelt in my class, is because it's important. And what matters to them is important to me.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And I have to add 2 more names to the people in my team before they kill me. Okay. Help me throughout the years. Marisol.
Oh my gosh,
Espinosa,
yes.
and Tracy Morales.
Tracy, yes.
Been very involved. Miss Fiestas Las Americas, or I don't know what year, but anyway, she's also been Senora
Yeah,
Fiestas de Las Americas. So we say hello to them. And before we go, I have to say to my 3 non-Latino friends that how beautiful it is to see non-Latinos to be a part of this in a time where we need to work more on race relations and breaking some of those barriers. It's this type of events that can help create that common community goals, vision when we take part to celebrate each other's culture. And I thank you for doing that and for continuing to do that. And we hope that you will continue to be a part of this event because you make it special.
Oh,
Can I say something to you?
Yes, sir.
I always tell my students at school, I said, I come from a what you call a multicultural family, because I tell them, I say, half my grandchildren, nephews, everybody, my sister-in-laws, they're all Hispanic, you know, and that's nothing, you know, that's just the way it is. And I tell them all the time, I say, so, you know, we in this thing together, you know.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. There you go.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
We are in this
I
together.
can't speak Spanish, but I can eat it. I can eat it all day long. So invite me to your quinceañeras, whatever you want me to do. I love it.
You're there.
It's so beautiful.
You're there.
Feed me, that's fun.
And so one of his favorite things to eat is, or drink, is mochalitas from La Confection. La Confection, right here in Calle Dos Cinco, historic Capitol Hill. But that's really what Fiestas is about, is highlighting the district here, the business district, and highlighting the commerce that's growing as well within the Latino community. And a lot of, when you look across the city, you know, they're looking for that district. Where can we find authentic Latino foods, drinks, artifacts? And so that's a lot of what we're promoting here in Calle Dos Cinco, and that's why Fiestas is hosted here.
That's right. That's right.
Even though people have said about moving it.
The food is one of the, I think, one of the best parts.
Yes,
I
it
mean,
is.
yes, I love the parade, and yes, that's probably the
And the music is great, but
the music, the food, the dancing, seeing some of our cultural groups who are doing the folkloric dancing on stage, Norawa.
hello to Jaime Fuentes and
Jaime
Moragua
Fuentes, who's
and
been here.
Marty Rickman,
Marty
Clifton Higgs,
Rickman.
and our friends
Clifton
from
Higgs.
Xochipilli. I mean, everybody,
Panama,
just
Puerto
Panama.
Rico.
So many
Everyone.
different groups come together to make
Yes.
this celebration really a part of their hearts and what they bring. And they bring, everybody brings their own different skill set.
Sure.
So, and their talents to make these things happen, you know. Talents that are a lot happen in the back, you know, and behind the scenes, Jorge and Brenda and, you know, logistics and Gloria and Miriam with the parade for years and years. Just so many people who make it happen. And I think the food vendors too really do an excellent job of showcasing.
Can't have a festival without
You can't have a
food.
festival without that.
Can't have a festival without food. And so before we go, because our time is running out, we have to say thank you to all the sponsors
Oh my gosh.
that have helped
Yes.
make this possible. We've had some great ones throughout the years, and we know that we will not be here without their support.
Absolutely.
And right now, our presenting sponsor is
Fowler.
Auto. And
Fowler
so we
Auto.
thank them for their being the presenting sponsor for the last 2-3 years.
I think
more.
4.
4 years.
I think they've been 4
So
now.
thank you to Jonathan Fowler and his crew and his team for believing in us and for being a part of this great community.
Now, this specific segment, we want to give a big shout out to Arvis Bank.
Yes.
Arvis
as well.
Bank is our sponsor for this specific event, for this
Yes.
specific day.
Yes.
So we really appreciate them. In the past, they have sponsored our parade.
Yes.
And where we are sitting at right now,
Oh, yes.
the
Oh my
Yale
gosh.
Theater, and I mean, this did not look this way
Yes.
for many years.
Yeah.
It is an outstanding, beautiful facility right in the heart of Capitol Hill, and we love every minute of this space.
Yeah.
But they have really invested quite
Beautiful.
a bit.
Yes.
Beautiful.
I think we were in here watching really hot boxing one year, and
Yeah.
it was before it was renovated, and we probably won't ever do that again.
And if you want to tour the place or more information, call us at call Gloria
Yeah.
down at the office,
Yes.
622-0133, and we'll be more than glad to
I can
coordinate
bring
a
you all
tour.
over the district,
Yes.
or you can come into the Yale, I believe it's YaleTheaterOKC.com. But either way, I know you can reach me,
Yeah.
and I can reach them, and they're happy to open it up and host quinceañeras, weddings, TV shows,
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
programs.
Can I take my homeroom?
Maybe, yeah.
We also hosted the Latino Film Festival here,
Right. That's
which
right.
was a perfect setting for it. Oh my
Beautiful
gosh,
setting.
yeah. So this
Yeah.
is great.
The mayor had his map
Yes.
That's right.
festivities here as
Yep.
well.
Yes.
And,
Beautiful venue.
Yeah, and speaking of sponsors, you know, we do have our lovely masks that were
Oh, yeah.
sponsored by our good friends, Homero, muchas gracias. But we do have also our T-shirts.
Yes,
You wanna
yes,
talk about
yes.
that?
So, speaking of T-shirts, just so happens
That you're wearing one.
that I'm wearing one. Yes. So, however, I would like to invite you to have a piece of this history as well. As you may see at the bottom in the comments a link where you can order your T-shirt as well. This is our limited edition, Fiestas de las Américas 15 or 15th anniversary T-shirt. They are available. You can place your order, and then they will be. You can pay a little bit extra and have it delivered directly to you, have it shipped directly to you, or you can just pay the regular fee, the regular cost, and then come down here to Calle Dos Cinco and pick it up.
Excellent.
And we will have a pickup or a distribution day at La Confection.
Very good.
And if that's all you want to do is pick up your T-shirt, that'd be great.
That's awesome.
If you want to stop and do a little bit of shopping, you're
Yes.
welcome to do that as well.
Yes.
But these are really soft. Love the colors, very bright.
Very, yeah. It looks great in that. Yeah.
And they're only $15.
Only $15.
Only $15.
Today only.
Today,
Okay.
or maybe tomorrow too,
While supplies last.
while supplies last. There
Before
you
we
go.
go, two special thank yous. First to Yumare, because I understand this is the last year that they're going to be together as a group. And so we thank the executive director, Shayna, for again participating in this wonderful event for many years. We're sorry that Yumare is coming to an end, but what you did for this community, what you did for our youth, will go on to live for years to come. And today, as we celebrate, and at a moment, we have to take a little time to remember our good friend Mary Sosa,
Yes.
who passed away recently, and who was also a big supporter of this event, of the Southside community. And today we're going to lay her to rest,
Yes.
I believe. And so we send our thoughts and prayers to her family and friends, and we thank you for, again, all great things that you did for this community, and for leaving a great legacy to follow. So thank you to Mary Sosa, and may she rest in peace. Very good. Any last words before we say goodbye? I know we all have football games to go to and some other events. Good luck to everybody. But Jessica grabbed the mic. I know she wants to say something. Come on, Jessica.
You know,
Don't be
Martinez,
shy.
we love
Don't
a
be
mic.
shy.
A mic and a spotlight. Woo, that's a, no. I just, I'm so glad to see this festival come to what it's become today, with so many different people being involved, not just the usual suspects, as we used to like to call them. I mean, I used to see these same people around the same tables, having the same discussions, and now it's just blossomed into, there's people in the Latino community that I don't know. And that used to not be the case,
That's right. You're right.
And so for me, it is really heartfelt to see people that used to be students in the elementary, and now they're in, you know, the different colleges and the different groups, whether it's the Hispanic American Student Association or whatever it is, they truly roll out and represent. So it's good to see the generations continuing the festival.
It is beautiful. As we were looking for some of these pictures, we just saw so many people 10, 15 years ago, and going, wow, they used to look like that. I used to look like that. How time flies. How time flies when you're having fun. You know, we always ended up every event very tired, exhausted.
Yes.
But the next day, it was all worth it.
Yeah.
It was all worth it.
Yeah.
It was all worth it. It was worth the hard work, the sacrifice, the sleepless nights, to make sure that this event continues and make it become what it has today. So it couldn't have done it with any of you guys, without the support of you guys. And by the way, I'm sorry, I have to say thank you to Donna as well.
Oh, yes, Donna.
You know, Donna and Miriam Ortega for all their hard work.
Yes.
For taking that baton and continuing that work. So thank you to them, and I hope they're doing well.
Yeah.
Stay safe. Thank you for your time. Remember, you can see this video and all the thousands of videos that we've done this week on Calle Dos Cinco and Historic Capitol Hill's Facebook page, and soon it'll be on their website as well, or linked through the YouTube. So thank you very much for joining us today. God bless. Que viva Fiesta de las Americas, and we'll see you next year.
See you next year for the Sweet 16.
For the Sweet 16.